YouTube, Joshua the Window Cleaner here, and I'm going to be showing you the tools that we have for giveaway tonight. We want to thank Window Magic Supply so much for giving all these tools away to window cleaners that are on the show that answer questions each week. So thank you so much, Window Magic Supply. You can reach them at 760-233-5909 if you would like to support them. They are based in San Diego, so if you're a local in San Diego, then you ought to head down there because it's a really cool shop. Randy is awesome, and if you mention this show, then you can get 10% off. Also want to mention the silencers that we have to give away. I have two, one from Window Cleaner Resource, one from me personally. I'm going to be doing a review on my channel, so stay tuned in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you can get alerted for that silencer review because that's when you're going to be able to win two silencers. So I hope y'all enjoy the show tonight with SteveO. I really appreciate his time, and we will get to the show now. Thank y'all so much. Hey everybody, Joshua the Window Cleaner here with SteveO.
Hey, oh man, thanks for having me on, man.
The most famous person right now in window cleaning, I think, besides Frank Rave. I don't know, I think Frank Rave might have you beat just a little bit.
Maybe he's more international.
Yeah, right. But yeah, we got some great topics tonight. I got some questions for SteveO. He's just going to be answering them. I'm not going to be answering these questions. I've already answered all these questions, and if you haven't heard my answer to these, then you can go back to my channel and watch my videos. I have a playlist set up just for you. You can go there, click on the playlist, and you can scroll down there and see the different topics that I have. That makes it really easy to decide which video you want to watch. So it's not just a whole bunch of videos. But anyway, so I'm going to get straight into it. SteveO, thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate it. And SteveO is my rep. So this is where I buy my tools from. If you're wondering where I get my tools from, this is the guy. This is who you want to call. So SteveO, how did you get started, man?
How I got started in window cleaning was back in college. There was just a summer, I think it was between my sophomore and junior year, and me and my buddy were just looking for a job. We always worked together. We worked like security together. We did moving together throughout the summer. So every summer we got a job together. And we came across a Craigslist ad for window cleaning, and we applied. And it was two college guys who were probably about, I'd say a couple years older than us, who started a window cleaning company. And basically, three of us just roll out every day for the summer and go clean like 3 or 4 houses. We didn't know what we were doing. Like I've shared prior, is that, man, we used squeegee rubber that we never replaced for 2 years. I never even thought of what squeegee I had. I had a little 10-inch scrubber. That's all I used. I had a little 6-inch like crap squeegee. Man, it was pretty horrendous. We used glycerin soap with water from ABC Window Cleaning Supply. I didn't even know what it was called. When people would say, hey, what do you guys use? What do we say? We had some stupid name for the soap, and we would just change the soap name every single house if they asked us what it was, because it was just a joke. So that's how we got started, and I worked for those guys for about 2 years in college, and then when I was going to school, I would go to class and then go clean at home like after class, and I'd get off at like noon. So that's what I did. Man, I remember like washing my towels, just hanging them outside to dry. It was just kind of like I was just aloof, like in this job. I was in college. I was having fun. I kind of didn't really care about it, but I always saw the window cleaners at the time, and I always knew that I wanted to do something with it, but I wasn't sure. You know, my degree was in sociology and criminal justice, so I was going to be a police officer, all that good stuff. And then I went to California for a year, came back, and then worked for a moving company for like 2 weeks. And then got a job at Fish Window Cleaning and started working for them, became a manager there. There is where I learned, though, quite a bit about the business side, and they really threw me in with the wolves as far as like when I joined, it was middle of February, and then in March they really started getting busy. So I was just running route work for like a good 3 months and then doing homes here and there. And then that June I broke my shoulder really, really bad, and it wasn't even possible for me to work. And so I, for 6 months, just did sales. So then I learned the whole business side of just how to get route work jobs and how to bid residential, how to bid commercial, and it just snowballed. And then I didn't want to quit from there just because of my shoulders. So I got out there after a couple months, even after my surgery, still while I was doing sales, and just started working my left arm just to get some like physical activity. I was super bored at the time. Um, and so got out there, did that, and it was actually like the best therapy for my shoulder of just even like scrubbing the window like this and getting my shoulder just to move
Just
up and
moving.
down.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was, you know, and that's what it was like 2 days after my surgery, I was into physical therapy right away because with shoulders, it's so important to keep it moving. So I honestly feel like if the things wouldn't have happened the way it did, my shoulder would probably like still be messed up today. But it really, really helped out as far as that goes. I'm getting way off onto my shoulder injury for some
No, you're
reason.
good.
But from there, I did not like working for Fish. There was definitely like just a, you know, nothing to say bad about them. They're a great company. They help out a lot of beginner window cleaners. A lot of people move on from Fish and can do a lot of big things with their companies as well. But I just saw kind of like a ceiling there that I wasn't going to be able to get past, and there wasn't going to be much more room to grow. And so I was an hour north of where I grew up. And so I moved about 45 minutes south to where more I grew up in like Boulder, Colorado, that area, and met a really nice guy named Jim. And we worked together from what was it, 2014 until the very end of 2020. And I was a co-owner with him with his business for, I think, 3 years. And then that was pretty much kind of how I got into it and kind of the course of kind of what I went through up until now, and then everything with WCR and all that good stuff.
Heck yeah. So how long in total have you been cleaning windows? Like since the first day, if you can imagine the first day that you touched glass or cleaned glass, like about how many years have you got like experience in total?
Yeah, so let's see, 2008 to like 2010, and then back to it in 2012. So like it's about like 11 to 12 years of experience of like being on the glass. But I would say like the last since 2012 would be the like the most intense. Like from 2012 to 2020, I was on the glass like 6 days a week, 8, 10 hours all the time, and got a lot of experience with everything except for high rise.
And you just recently started your own business. I was watching, actually, I was watching your channel a lot whenever you started your business, and I was like, heck yeah. So I was able to catch up because you spent a little time off, it seemed like. So
Yeah.
I was able to like spend a lot of time like digging into your videos because I had not seen any of your videos. Like, dude, I never really thought about even going to YouTube to see anything about window cleaning or anything like that. And I met a local window cleaner that had been doing it for years, and he gave me your number and said to call you about getting supplies and stuff because, and that was Ryan Fuster. So Ryan hops on the show sometimes, but
Yeah,
Ryan
Ryan's
Fuster
great.
sent me to you, and he was like, dude, like you won't have to worry about that no more because I was dealing with so many different companies and trying to get materials, and then like I'm like dealing with shipping, and then like just so many different things. And so he was like, dude, just call Steven. Like it's all good. So I remember the first time I called you, I was like Steven and everything. And then I remember later you were like, I actually prefer Steven versus Stevo. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Like I can respect
Yeah,
that. So but it was
yeah.
pretty cool. Then I went on there and I was like, dang, he's got a bunch of subscribers. Like, man, he's going hard. He's got all these videos and stuff. And so then I started digging in there, man. I was watching. I couldn't watch them all, though. Obviously, I couldn't watch them all. You got a ton of videos. So, you know, my next question would obviously have to be like, how much time do you think that you spent editing your videos for YouTube? If you could
Oh
just
gosh.
like a year, 2 years, like solid into just facing screen time.
Yeah, I would say, you know, I've gotten to the point where I can edit a video pretty quickly, and I try to film in a row so that when I have my clips come in, I don't even need to change the title. I can just put them in and I can just start going through them. It doesn't always happen like that, but gosh, man, I would say, geez, that's a crazy question because for years, like what I would do is that when I got home, especially when I worked at 2020, because I was just working all the time to get so much footage, I would always upload and then just make a video. I've always tried to keep since I think 2017 to 2018, like a video a week. I've definitely gone down as of the last like year, but that's just because of sales ramping up and for WCR and just honestly being too busy where I can't. And then with having a kid and everything, it just builds up and it snowballs, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I enjoy making content. So like, and it's going to go off a little bit from, just the time spent, but like my brother, my middle brother, he was always into like acting, filming, and movie stuff like that. My oldest brother, he would always, when we were young, make like the little Lego movies, where they like just walk in a movie, like almost like the Lego movie.
I did the same thing, man. I did it with Gumby.
Yeah.
I had Gumby dancing and stuff. Like I did like picture. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. So like we were always all very like into that kind of stuff. And I always, even in like college, I bought I forget the camera's name, but it was like a square rectangle camera that came out. And it was like the first one before GoPros, and you just push the button and it would just record, and you just push it off. And that was it. It was a very simple, not the greatest picture. And I was always like, man, I just want to make a video or like a whole year of my life. At the time, though, my life wasn't interesting enough to make a video about a whole year of my life. So it would have just been horrible. So when I worked at YouTube as a security guard, when I was out in California, that's what started making me think of like, oh, let's just like randomly upload to YouTube. And that's when I started cleaning windows. And, after I got back and started cleaning windows. And then one of my videos got traction. And that was just a simple like technique video. And like actually Window Cleaning Resource would share that video. And I would get embarrassed because Jim didn't know that I was making videos. And I was kind of like, I don't want anybody to know. Like they shared it on Facebook in the group. I was like, crap. So Jim didn't know I was making videos until I started working for WCR as far as making content for them with like a group of guys. And I remember going to him and being like, hey, are you cool with, if I make some videos? It's from jobs. He's like, hell yeah, make them. Do whatever you want, man. It's just window cleaning. And he was always super cool about it because, I mean, as like an owner and then having an employee film, at work and stuff, I could see how that could be awkward, and it's kind of like, but I always try to, I don't think I always did this, but I have tried to always respect the customer though when doing it. I think it's a super awkward conversation, but I know you're really good about this of being like, hey, can I film at your house while I clean your windows? To be honest with you, I've never done it. So I always just try to film up close or film things that are just informational, but doesn't show a lot of the person's, private
personal
space.
belongings and stuff like that.
Yeah. So for a little bit there, I was making videos about like job overviews, and I actually stopped doing those because I kind of felt like it's just too pinpointed on this particular job. And if it's like a residential job, I think the last one I made was maybe back in like March or April, and I was like, that's it. I'm not making any more. I don't like it. I don't feel good about it. And so YouTube, you go through a lot, but man, I could probably say I've spent like a good half year of my life just on the computer, just making videos. I remember one time I have a video called cleaning a restaurant in 4K. That one video took me 48 hours to like render and to make because I was trying to be cool, and I thought that 4K was something extravagant, and then I realized that really all that 4K means is that you can just zoom in a little further and you don't see so many pixelated, stuff, and like so
yeah, and I've learned a lot too, man. And I've spent a many a night screaming at the computer like, "Why won't you work?" why? Like we were before the show tonight, like we were like trying to figure it out. And I think a lot of people don't realize like what actually goes into it, and then the frustration that goes into it, and then you finally get it going, and it's like, all right, let's do it. It's a whole process. And, I think sometimes people just see the videos, and we're not doing this to get millions of likes and get paid. Like, we're doing this to help people. And so then that's a whole nother aspect of like, it's almost like no good deed goes unpunished, literally, because we're trying to help people. We're not out here like shaking our butt or something to get millions of views. Like, we're actually just window cleaning and telling our journey and in hopes that it helps you, it's a cool little community, but I never even knew that there was like a window cleaning community until probably almost a year ago. In December of last year is when it all clicked. I was like, there's a whole window cleaning community. And then I think I was even telling you, I was like, man, I'm going to start a YouTube. Like, because I think I was talking to you right before I started my YouTube. And I was like, man, I'm going to start a YouTube and just say what I'm doing in Southern California. Because I didn't see anybody in Southern California making videos. And I was like, man, I see the prettiest views and like, maybe this can help somebody by dealing with this experience and being like, shoot, don't buy this, because I've dealt with this. And like, and so it was like a mission that I was on, and I did 100 videos coming into it. And it was crazy. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
crazy. And so YouTube is a game changer. And I think TikTok is going to be the next upcoming thing. Like I see a lot of window cleaners that I know too that have messaged me and you like, screw YouTube. Like I'm jumping back on TikTok because TikTok's so easy. And they're even using, I didn't even know this. I didn't think about this, but they're using their GoPros and then making TikTok videos with their GoPro footage.
Oh yeah.
So I
Yeah.
didn't
No,
even think about that.
what was it like a year ago or something like that when TikTok, where I discovered TikTok right at the beginning of when COVID hit.
Mhm.
And I was just, super bored. And I was like, okay, so here's this new
Everybody
thing. Let me
was.
just venture into it, and just took over my mind.
Yeah.
So, and I remember saying to Jersey, I said, dude, TikTok is the future. He's like, oh man, I don't got time for that. Like, it's not going to be anything. A year later, man, every freaking window cleaner is on TikTok.
Yep.
Because every window cleaner can become like viral on TikTok.
Yep.
But I'll agree with you that TikTok is more fun to me than YouTube.
It's
Why?
easier.
It's easy. Exactly. It's super, super easy.
Yep.
The editing tools are actually pretty good on there, and that's all you need. And that's the cool thing about like YouTube stuff like that, is like YouTube is not meant to be perfect. And
Yeah.
that's what makes it so cool and so natural, is that it's not meant to be like this, high grade film. It's just what you can make of it. And people like all sorts of different people on YouTube, and same with TikTok. It's just super easy to make content. And I think it's even easier on there just to get followers, to get interaction, and you still get the haters, you still get all those people, but man, it's just so easy and fun. Like I put up a video a couple weeks ago of like cleaning a window with hard water on it, and the freaking thing, what did it's at like 4.2 million views with like
Holy
300,000
cow.
likes. And it's just funny because I always tell my brother, I'm like, dude, I think TikTok's fake. I think it's possible that this is an app that is exactly what every millennial wanted, because it makes everybody can go viral on it, and that's the crazy thing. So it is interesting in that, and I think it's an interesting thing, but and it's not too contaminated yet with
Right.
all the backlinking, and they don't really allow that, but there is a lot of crazy stuff on there. You see stuff on there worldwide. You see some, I would say some, like, what would it call, be dark web type of stuff. You even see on there, which is like, it's kind of crazy, but it's fun. It's just fun, But YouTube is always going to be around because YouTube has so much good information. If you want to learn about something,
you go to YouTube.
Is the library. It's the library. It's always going to be important, and it's always been consistent. Like I think, Facebook is one of the things to die out over the next like decade, just because of all the issues you see politically with it. Not to get anything political, but I do think that's going to be one of the things to kind of dissipate, But you see a lot of forums on Facebook and stuff like that, and I don't think stuff like that will ever die. So yeah, I kind of ventured off there, but
I totally agree, and I think the reason why, because I catch myself doing it, like I used to click on Facebook first and just check my notifications and everything, and now I get to check. I'll go to my Facebook and I'm like, man, it's the same post that I've been seeing all day, and so then I go to TikTok and I'll sit there for an hour and not even realize it, just watching videos, and like you said, there's worldwide stuff, and it's almost like that's where I'm getting my news from. That's where I'm getting like everything from, because it's all right there in front of my face, and it's easy. I can just scroll, and it's not like you're scrolling and having to read all this stuff. It's all like videos,
Right.
And so I think, like you said, that's going to be the next thing. And I've been saying it for a while too. It's going to be the next thing. I didn't want to get involved with it until I realized that I needed to get into YouTube. I needed to get into, because it's an opportunity here. Like there's so many people that recommend me in my area. And so I had to jump on the opportunity. That way I can help people, and everybody's like, everybody in my community is wanting to know what I'm doing. Like everybody in my area is like, how are you getting 23 referrals when I'm only getting like 2, and I've been in business twice as long as you? And so I'm explaining what I'm doing. Like, here's what I'm doing. Like, I ain't trying to hide nothing. Like, I don't care. My hope is in Christ. None of this even matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't take this job with me, but this is what I decided that I want to do. This is what I want to do. And I enjoy it. I see the most amazing views that I would never get to see. And it's crazy how it just fell in my lap, and how that whole situation
Yeah.
worked. But before we get too much off topic, though, I do have a few more questions to ask because I don't want to take up too much of your time. We already into 20 minutes, and some of my shows are only about 20 minutes. So,
Oh man.
so I'm gonna
That's
ask
all
you
good.
two questions at once here. So, do you
Okay.
clean solar panels, and do you do screen repair?
Okay. So solar panels. Yep. I've cleaned solar panels for about 7 years, and the person introduced me to it was Jim. And here it's not very crazy. I see a lot worse pictures, videos, stuff like that in your state, in Arizona, as far as just them being like just crudted up. Colorado is a very dry environment, so like we just get like dust on them or some bug spots. So I mean, you go up there, couple swipes with an 18-inch boar's hair, rinse it off. It looks fantastic. That's the main bit of it, you know. And so that's all I do for solar panels. And I wouldn't say it's overly popular. You don't see any solar panel only cleaning businesses out here. It's just an add-on service. I put it on the bid. I'll tell you, maybe 25% want to do it. Most are like, they look good from here. That's that's about it. So, and I just leave it at that. And screen repair. So Jim, he taught me a little bit about screen repair. I never had to rebuild a screen, but I did do rescreening. It's not my favorite thing, but I do think it is a great add-on. I'm more for rescreening than reframing the whole entire screen and doing that. I've just seen Jim have so many headaches over that, and he's even like he bought a whole screen table, he had just an awesome setup made, and he did it for like 3 years. He's like, I'm getting out of this. This is not fun, and it's just more. You grab all those screens from my house, you bring them home, you get through your whole week, and then Sunday you're in the garage the whole entire time rebuilding screens, and it's like you never get a day off. It's great. It's a great business, but I think, with something like that, if it's something you can do like at the house and do it quick, that's what I like, and that's just my personality. I don't like to bring too much work home, and that's how I always felt about screen repair. So Jim did most of it, but I saw his pain, and I just knew that it wasn't something that I really truly want to get into. So I just try to stick with solar panels, windows, and gutters. And as of right now, I've mostly just done windows this whole entire year and been booked out with windows. And that's my main squeeze. I mean, that's what I love the most. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can totally feel that. And we do solar panels, and we do screen repair, and we do build new ones and all that. And I actually just started like a screen shop, and I've actually tagged up with the local hardware store, and they're sending me any kind of overflow that they have. And but for me, we get super slow in the wintertime, so we don't have gutter cleaning. Nobody wants to get their gutters cleaned here, so we don't have that kind of service. And so for me, I can push out screens, and we do a pickup and a drop off. So basically, if you want to uninstall all your screens and put them out front, we'll pick them up, and then you can pay us when we drop them off. You know what I mean? And then you have to install them too, and you can save that way. But we charge extra for installing, but we actually piece it out. Like today, dude, like I turned a $600 job into a $990 job by doing 11 screens. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, it's a huge add-on. But if you don't have all those parts and know what you're doing on that, then you are screwed. So in my van, I have like a whole thing for frames. I have like a bucket full of every kind of different, corner that there is, and every kind of different pull tab. And so if you don't have all that inventory, it's super hard. But over the years, I've come across all this stuff and got the standard stuff basically. And I've just piled it up. Like I just keep stacking it up. And then now we're starting to advertise and go down on our price on that specifically because wintertime's coming and we're trying to plan. Nobody's going to get their solar panels clean in the wintertime. So really, like during the wintertime, like screen repair and window cleaning keep us alive, because we tell people we can still clean the inside of your windows, because people say it rains. Like out here, they don't want to get them clean because of the rain, because it never rains here. And so when it does, they're like, oh my God, it rained. Like, like we're going to touch up a job. We do a 10-day rain warranty. We'll say if it rains within 10 days, then we'll go back out. But it rarely ever rains. So like we might get 5 to 10 customers a year that we actually have to go back out there and redo. But it's not a big deal. Yeah, because we charge, and I tell the customer that we charge because we know that it might rain. You know what I'm saying? So our price is higher than everybody else. Yes, but if it rains, we are for sure going to come out. And it takes us no time to do the outside. If we've already cleaned them, you know what I mean? Like it's just some rain.
Yeah.
It's like an hour tops, you know what I'm saying? Hour, 2 hours on a big job, you know what I mean? Just to do the outside. We don't have to do the screens, just pop the screens in and out. Super easy. So Screen
Man.
repair has been a good thing, but the rain keeps the screen repair going. So that's the only reason why I have that. But I tell you, it's a headache. So
Yeah.
it's you have to know about all that stuff. It's not like you just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Oh
pressure
yeah.
washing. I don't
Yeah.
get into pressure washing because of the chemicals. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
I don't do chemicals. I'll spray your house down if you want me to. And there's a lot of window cleaners out there that are mad at me right now because I post a few videos of me just spraying people's house down and I'm making money off of it. But I don't care. It's dusty out here. It never rains. And so this is like a heavy rain. You know what I'm saying? If I can make a couple
Yep.
$100 off of 30 minutes, I'm going to do it every time. It's not about that.
Yep.
I got to provide for my family. So if I see an opportunity open up and it's easy for me to do, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you. Screen repair can be a headache. You got to have all that
Yeah.
stuff.
And I agree with you on pressure washing. That's why I've never really got into it, is because of the chemicals.
Yep.
And I don't want to get into that part. And
Nope.
I've never felt like when I pressure wash a house, it looks extravagantly better.
Right.
That I really want to get into that so much, because like I'll post so many videos, be like, why didn't you pressure wash the house? I was like, because I didn't want to. That's not what I do. I clean windows. Like,
Yep.
And here exactly, like, not a lot of people ask for it. It's not a huge thing. We don't get the mold or buildup on the roofs. And yeah, it's the last thing I really want to do. And I see all these posts of people messing up, roofs or messing up concrete with stuff. And I'm like, man, it looks a lot of fun. But yeah, every single pressure washer I've ever talked to is like, the maintenance for pressure washing is just so extensive. You always have things breaking. And it's usually a piece. It breaks. You got to wait for a new one to come in. So you got to have all these extra pieces. And yeah, we have I talk about it sometimes, but we have a huge pressure washing company here that just runs the whole entire state. It's called Top Gun. They have semis with full setups that come into like a town, and they just rock it and just get it cleaned so quick that I've never even thought about it. And then also here, when you do pressure washing, you have to trap all the water. And what is that called?
I don't know.
Just recollection.
You got to recycle the water. I know they're trying to make me do that now with the 4060, but I ain't trying to hear that right now.
Oh, they're trying to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh. I had somebody say something to me about it just because I fill up my tank, that I got. And I had somebody say something like, why is all that water just pouring out? And I tried to tell him it was dirty water. Then I was trying to think about it. I was like, you know what? I could put that in a tank and like water the grass or something with it. Like, but it's California, dude. Like, we don't ever get no rain. So like, I'm just dumping water out this thing for like 30 minutes a day, like.
Right.
But I'm paying for it, dude. Like my water bill, $347 last month. And it's typically like $65 at most, like $35 to $65 is what it should be. But they said I used enough water for 26 months.
Wow.
That because they allow 55 gallons per person per day.
Right.
That's what they allow.
Wow.
So we used enough for 2 people for 26 months, and that's why I had to pay what I had to pay. But
wow.
Yeah, that was
and
just my
is that
first
just from
here.
Filling your tanks at home?
Yep.
Dang, man. Wow.
Yep. So it's another cost, and like people, it's like the customer don't realize like what I'm going through. Like I'm sitting out here for an hour waiting on this thing to fill up, They just don't realize it. So all right, let's get back to the question. Let's keep getting sidetracked. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. So your go-to for CRM, a customer relationship manager.
I do use Jobber. And I really like it. I don't think I use it to its full potential. It is more meant for a company with employees, but I have been a Jobber ambassador. So, there's no joke to that. I get to use the app for free. So it is nice for me in using it like that. But, like we were talking before the show, I always just strongly encourage, like, go through every single CRM. And that's what I did to actually get to Jobber. And that's how I decided on Jobber and found them, was I actually did sign up through a trial, tried it and wanted to do it, and then it just kind of circulated with doing the ambassadorship and everything like that. But I think too, if you're looking for something more budget friendly when you're starting, I think QuickBooks and Google Calendars or an iPhone calendar or something like that is actually a really good way to do it. I mean, QuickBooks, you can pretty much do quite a bit of stuff on except for having a calendar that you can put everything on. You can do payroll through there. You can do a lot of stuff with your company. You can have your CPA watch over it. You can do your taxes through there. You can track pretty much every single thing through there. And most CPAs really, really like it. So I just honestly suggest just going through it. The only one that I would say, and I don't mean to bash one, but I will, is House Call Pro. They're the only ones I ever dealt with that it was just not a good time. And when I tried to quit, just were not friendly about it. And I apologize for bringing that story up, but it's just the one that I always deter people from going with. And I've just not heard a lot of good stories.
Yeah, same here. I had a nightmare story about the same company, and they still email me, and I'm like, wow, like I already told y'all. Like, no, I'm totally with you on that. We just started using Mark 8. We went through the trials the past 8 months of different ones. I've heard nightmare stories about the squeegee one. Not to just call somebody out, but the one I've heard for specifically for window cleaners, I've heard nightmare stories about jobs being wrong, the address being wrong, sent to the wrong thing, customers not being happy. Like,
wow.
So just be careful out there, whoever, if you're out there looking for a CRM, definitely try the trials and try it like you're your own customer. That's what I would recommend. Like, just do it through you, see how it pans out, and do that a few times with the different ones. That's what I had my secretary do. She needed assistance, so I just told her, I was like, find one, and she found Mark 8, and Mark 8 has been great. But I don't even know if I actually think I told her to try a Jobber, but she said that it was a little bit different than what we needed, so it didn't, it wasn't what because I told her, I said, I want you to pick it because she needed an assistant. So, this is helping her. And so I was like, you pick it, you learn it, you choose because you're going to be working with it more than anybody. So,
exactly.
And she ended up choosing that one. But cool. So Jobber would be what you recommend. Currently, this might change in the future. So you might want to check the date on this. Go to SteveO The Window Cleaner, subscribe to his channel so you can get that notification when he's like, Jobber sucks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to keep updated, because I learned that too. Like, just because I made a video a year ago doesn't mean I feel that same way about that same tool. Something might have happened. Things happen.
I get dogged on by some other YouTubers sometimes out in the UK because I have changed my position on tools over the years. And to me, I just feel like that's like a natural progression of what happens. And there's tools that I used to hate that I actually love now. Like I had the fish scale towels, the zero fish scale ones. They're also called like facelift towels. I had those sitting around for like 3 or 4 years, and I was just kind of like, I kind of like them. I don't know. Now they're all I use. I love them. Like I cannot get away from them. But yeah, that happens with these videos, and people will go back and be like, no, you said this, and then also they'll say, well, you use too many different types of tools. You don't know what you like, and it's kind of like, man, that's the funnest thing about window cleaning is you can just try out all these new tools, and it kind of makes the day more fun for you. It's like going to work and turning on a new track. You just have that new track for the day, and you get to rock out for the day. Sometimes it's cool to get a new Sorbo squeegee for the day and just rock it out. And that just makes the job more interesting. It's just, anybody, if a programmer gets a new computer, it's not that I'm not going to use that brand anymore. It's just this other brand came out with something better and makes the job easier for them. And sometimes it's not even about making the job just completely easy. It's just about trying something new.
Yeah.
And so, that's how it goes.
No, I totally agree with that. And like I said that from day one. Like, my opinion is subject to change. And, I made a review about the carbonator and said it was a piece of junk. Then they sent me new ones. And then I went back on there and I was like, look, y'all, they sent me new ones. I might have a new opinion. They said something was wrong. Then they were crap again. So I went back on there and said they were crap. But it's just the principle that things going to change. The whole point of this YouTube thing is like, you're along for the journey. You know what I'm saying? So when people get upset about it, it's like, dude, did my life revolve around yours? Or like, how does this work? Because, we're all human beings. We all make mistakes. We all got our opinion, and things happen. That's the thing. Is like, things are going to happen no matter what.
Right.
And so there might be a tool that I'm recommending right now. This is my favorite tool. That's going to change. You know what I'm saying? Like that might change. I never know. Like they could, and what happens too, I've noticed, is they'll give you a tool and you'll love it, and then they'll manufacture it differently and build it differently, and then boom, you're screwed because you just went and made this review on this tool that was great. On the prototype was great, but then they put out this cheap piece of junk, and now everybody's complaining about it, and then they looking at you and it's like, no, dude, the thing I was using was legit.
Yeah. No, that happened to me with the Mormon NXTR rubber. When I even just made a video that I putting out, and I talk about this story in it. And when I originally got some just some test stuff, and we had this in the winter going into spring, right when COVID hit, and man, it was phenomenal. It was so good, and I was I was messaging Mormon like, dude, this is a winner. Like, come out with this. It wasn't squeaking on the glass. It was super smooth. Jim and I each had like an 18-inch strip for 2 weeks each, and did like, I mean, we did thousands of garage doors. We did just dirty ass windows for a while, and they were still great. And then they come out, and I was like super excited about a bunch of packs, made a video, and then I got them, and I was like, dude, what happened here? Like, they're squeaking all over the glass. They're good in when it's like super freezing temperatures, but that's it. That's all. And that was one for me that was very, very frustrating. That, you know, is a hard thing when on YouTube, because, you know, one of the things on here, and I see you do it as well, is it is fun to make a product review like first day with a product, and you go out and make a review about it, but then you maybe feel different about it, and then people are like, well, what is it, you know, is it this or that? And it's like, it just is what it is, man. Like, you know, it's just, it is what it is. You don't have to buy something because I'm reviewing it. You don't have to go, you know, it's not the next greatest thing. Nothing's a holy grail in window cleaning, you know, but yeah, you know, it is what it is.
And it's all opinions, man. And that's what I try to tell people too. It doesn't matter. Like, something that I like, I will use every day, and then I'll be like, Rob, try this. Like, I'll tell my employee, like, hey man, go try this and tell me what you think about it. He'll come back and be like, man, this thing sucks. And I'll be like, but I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just goes to show you that everybody's going to be different. And that's why I try to express that so much on my channel. Like, just because I say this doesn't mean anything. My opinion doesn't really matter. You're watching this. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're watching this, and this is my opinion. This is my journey, and I'm not trying to like get around anything. I'm literally telling you my honest opinion, and this is how I feel about it at this point in time in my life. And if they go out and make a crappy thing later, I can't control that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But there's been plenty of tools that I've loved, and plenty of tools that I've hated. So that brings me to the next question. What's your favorite tools currently in water-fed pole and trad? So on both of those.
Trad, I just love my Mormon 2.0 handle, my Ed brass, and Unger Green rubber. To me, that just makes days easy for me. That's definitely my favorite traditional just tool overall. Water-fed pole, I would say my favorite thing just recently is I got a X-Line brush from the UK. And it has a rinse bar in the middle, installed in the middle.
How did you get
it?
How did you buy that? I got to stop you right there, because I tried to get it and I couldn't get it.
Oh, you did? I went to their website and ordered it, and they shipped.
So but they just convert the US dollars into their dollars, or what?
Right. So let's see. I bought 2 of their brushes. I bought like their one for dirty windows and their one for maintenance stuff. And it was, I would say, about $225 with shipping from over there. And like, I figured, you know what, with like international stuff, I hardly buy stuff internationally that much. But I've wanted that brush for like 3 years. And when I went on 3 years ago to try to get it, or was it available 3 years ago? I might be misspeaking, but when I went on there to get it, I even emailed them. No one got back to me. They weren't shipping to the US. And then I went on there and they were shipping, and I got within like 2 weeks. And they're not as powerful as like a bore hair, because I know you really like bore hair too. But if you have stuff that you do often and you just want to maintain it, dude, it's so fast. And the bar that's in the middle gets super good pressure. I can run it off like a single RO system and just get amazing pressure like pretty much everywhere. And you and I have talked about this too. I think you and I are similar in that we just think like a short rinse bar is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like if a rinse bar was like 8 inches on the top for an 18-inch brush or a 12-inch brush, it'd be perfect, and it would deal with a lot of low pressure issues too that people have with the 12-inch and 18-inch.
Yep.
But that has been my favorite thing recently for water-fed pole.
Cool. And is there like what website did you get that from? Because people, I'm sure, are going to be asking.
It is, maybe you can share it in the comments, or I'll send it to you. It's X-Line's website out in the UK, and that's where I went on. And it was actually really easy to go through and order it, even though it was, from the UK.
Cool. Yeah, send me the link, and I'll try to put it in there. If not, I'll put it in the comments off to the side, and maybe you'll be able to be here when this show airs and be in the comments at least, because I know we're not going to go live after the show. So if anybody's waiting, we're not going live after the show. So maybe if you're available, because it's going to be later. So if you're available and you get on the comments, you can put it in there. But if not, I should have it in the comments, because I'll have him send that to me. All right. Yeah. So my next question is cleaning in the freezing temperatures. When I watched your videos, I was watching during the winter time, because that's when I'm slow and I have time to watch videos. But when I was watching, I noticed that like you were having trouble with the lines freezing up with the water fed pole. You were trying to do it traditional, and you were having trouble, and you had to go back and do it. And so I just had a few questions to ask about that. So, do you charge more? How does the maintenance work? And like, what do you clean with? You can't obviously clean with water if it's below freezing, so you'd have to clean with something else. And so I've watched
Right.
videos on what you clean, but I just would like to know,
Yeah. Yeah. So I just use the windshield washing fluid, um, and that will go down to -20. So I'll just add that into my bucket. If it's single digits, it's just that with a little bit of soap because it kind of naturally foams up more. And then anything over that, I will do about like a ratio of water. And that I hate using only windshield washing fluid because it does streak really easily. And if you streak, it just pops up just gray, later on in the day. And then as far as water fed pole, I think the video you're talking about was a job where it was supposed to get up to like 40 during
Yep.
the day.
Yeah, and you were waiting on it.
I had it all planned out, and it just turned out that this mountain home was in like this valley and only got sun for a little bit on one part, but I was able to get the windows cleaned that she needed to be cleaned, and it sold the house for her, which was crazy because but I went there early in the morning. It was just way too cold then. Everything froze. Like what I'll do in the morning is I'll have everything in my garage when I work in these like extreme temperatures of water fed pole. I've water fed poled successfully down to 25 degrees. Woo! And I have another, when I did the Zero Pier Junior video, that was when I was doing that. But I knew the house had heated water, and I knew most of the most of the windows were in the sun. I've cleaned houses and iced over every single window and not had a callback, but I do not suggest doing that. This is very scary and it's very stupid. And it was when I was just in my days of like, let me just get the work done. This is awesome. I was just pumped up and did it. But what I'll do is I'll have everything in the garage warmed up like the night prior. It's a heated garage. I'll put that all in my van, keep it heated all day long. But at that job, once I took everything out and just put it on the ground, went back and just tried to turn the water on, everything was frozen that quick. So I tried to sit there, put the stuff in the sun, get everything going, wasn't going, left the job, went and did a solar panel job down from the mountains where everything worked. It was like 32 degrees. I was fine because everything was in the sun there. Mm-hmm. Went back up there, everything froze again. And it was starting to get to the time where it was almost like, the sun's about to go away and windows were just freezing one after another. And she's like, well, just keep going. I was like, no, what I'm worried about is like a window cracking. You're about to sell this house. I was like, I got to stop. Like, I'm really trying to get this job done for you. I apologize for what's going on here. I really wanted to try, but it just happened when it happened. I don't charge more for wintertime. I love working in the winter. It's one of my favorite times to work, honestly. Like, those kind of days they're mentally stressful, but I feel like they build you more as far as how corny that sounds, but I feel like it's true. Yeah, so like I've seen many window cleaners, and I had many window cleaners with me on winter days like that, just quit and go home. Even when Alex used to work with me, she quit on many days when it was raining and snowing. And I just, from when I was young, I've always worked outside. I'm very, very used to it. I used to work for a moving company. I would move stuff in the snow. I see the snow start falling, I get excited, and it makes it fun. I've done hard water removal jobs in a blizzard. I've done just everything in snow, and I'm not trying to sound like a badass here at all. I just love winter and I love the snow, and it's just like one of my favorite jobs I ever did was probably 8 years ago, and I cleaned a home on Christmas Eve, and it was about a foot of snow out, and I just pulled everything, and then at the end the guy gave me $100 tip, and I'll always remember that because he was just like, dude, like, thank you. I don't know why you're here, but you did it, and that's awesome. So yeah, that's how I feel about winter.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So do you have like a reschedule or a snow policy? Like, is there like a 10-day? We have a 10-day rain warranty, for instance. Is there like it snowed and does the snow mess your windows up, or like is there anything like that?
Yeah. The snow could definitely mess your windows up as far as if it's a really windy storm. I mean, it could just trash everything. I've never done a rain policy or anything like that. I've literally done homes here and it had rain 15 minutes later. That's it. That is what it is. So here in the summers, most of the time we'll always get a thunderstorm, like somewhere in the afternoon between like 3 and 6 all summer long. So you wouldn't be able to do that and be able to go back and fix the windows, but never had an issue with it. I've only had one customer ever call me and say, just freak out and be like, what the heck happened? I'm like, act of God, sorry. She's still one of my she's still one of my best customers to this day. So I don't do a policy.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, we have like perfect weather out here 24/7. So like I was telling you earlier, we might have 5 to 10 customers a year that we go back and do it. And we charge like every single customer for that comeback. Like, so we're already charging when we charge you, like when we charge a customer, like we already charge you. And I tell the customer this, hey, we already charged you because they're already cool with the price. By the time I get there, like my secretary's already handled it and all, and I get there and I'm just letting them know, like, hey, don't touch up nothing. If there's a smear or something, don't try to touch it yourself. Like, call us. It's not a big deal because it's all local. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. Now, if I go out and because I do houses like an hour and a half away, I will tell them, like, don't call me if there's a smear. Like, you need to tell me why I'm here. Like, don't do me like that. You know what I'm saying? But I still have had people, I think they're testing me. They'll call me and they live way out in the middle of nowhere and they're like, I got a few windows that need to be touched up. And I'll still go and do them because, like, whatever. Like, but they know. Like, I make them feel bad. Like, they make me cookies or lunch or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just drove all the way up here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And a lot of times they'll give me a tip or something like that. You know, they always they know what they're doing.
That's good.
So
that's good.
Yeah. So all right, cool. So my next question would be, how did you become a WCR rep?
Yeah, so with that, let's see, back in, I want to say it was 2017, is when Luke contacted me one day, Luke the Window Cleaner, and he was like, do you want to start doing videos for Window Cleaning Resource? And that's actually when I really turned it up. Like, once I started doing videos for them, I was like, all right, let me just kind of see how this goes, and I'm just going to start pushing out tons of videos on my own as well. Just kind of keep up, and I'll try to see what I can grow with and blah, blah, blah. And so over those years, I got, connected in with Chris and Alex and got to know them better. Jersey, John, just everybody there, WCR, Jess, and just started to get to know everybody. And things just kind of snowballed over the years. And what started happening was I was spending every waking moment away from window cleaning answering questions about window cleaning. And it was mostly product related because so many of my videos were technique and product related. So that's all I did. And then once I started really getting into water fed pole and making a lot more videos about that, that's when it really just went overboard. I still can't keep up to this day. People are watching this probably and saying, I tried to contact this guy 6 months ago and I still haven't heard back. And that's the God honest truth, because I do get contacted by so many people. I do not have the actual time. And I've talked about it in many vids because I feel bad about it, but I'm not going to hire an assistant to answer questions about window cleaning. I'm gonna get to you when I get to you, or sometimes they'll pop up on chat on WCR's website or something like that. But then right before COVID hit, I just basically asked them, I said, hey, I'm just spending a lot of time already answering these questions and sending people to the website. And I would like the chance to see what I could do as far as being a sales rep and just see where it could go. There's a lot to learn with it. It's very different than what I originally thought it was going to be. It is a lot more of just customer service and in a different realm, as far as people getting their packages and just making sure you're there to answer the questions, and but it's taken over. It's my main thing now is being a sales rep for Window Cleaning Resource. I only clean windows 2 days a week now, and the rest of my other time is spent doing that. But in doing that, I've been able to now kind of take my weekends off and enjoy time with family, which has been really, really good. But it's something that took off, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's what I've always done. From the beginning of my YouTube channel, all I wanted to do is help people, because the person who originally trained me on storefronts and stuff held back. And I felt like that wasn't necessary with window cleaning. I just feel like window cleaning is something that so many people could do, and that, to have great resources like you and I and other people in the community, it really, really helps. But to me, I never wanted to start anything and charge for a guru service or anything like that, and basically say, hey, I could get your business to $50,000 a month in X amount of time. What I more want to do is help you with your tools. I get a little kickback off of it, and that makes me extremely happy. And it's been awesome. I don't see it ever ending as far as that stuff goes, and I see me getting more and more involved in product innovation and just different stuff like that.
Heck yeah. So you are my rep, and I'm sure everybody knows that because I definitely say you're my rep. Like, because dude, like you have been huge on customer service with me. Like I've called and been upset about things, and like I've tried to been real with you about things, and it's always out of your control. Like you can't really handle it, but you get
Yeah.
that because it's like I ordered it through you. So when I have a problem, I'm gonna be like, hey man, like what's going on with it, you know? And so it's always been great because then if you can't handle it for me, you know who to direct me to, and you know you're always patient with me, and you know because I'll text you when I'm thinking about it and be like, dude, like it might be midnight or something. I'm sorry it's so late, but I need this, you know. And then whenever you
Yep.
wake up or whenever, then you text me back. I don't ever care because I know if I send that text, I'm good. Like that thought is gone. I already ordered it. I don't have to worry about it because I'll be thinking about it 3 days later if I don't send that text and do it.
Yeah.
Or I might be in the middle of something at a job or something and be like, oh crap, we ran out of this. Hey man, I need this. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm good. I sent you the text and I know you'll text me back when you can. And then I'm all good, you know, and then I get my package a few days later and then it's there. You know what I mean? It's so much easier than going on the website, ordering, you know, looking for the part, ordering the part. Because half the time I can't ever find the thing I'm looking for. You know what I mean? And it's like you get frustrated and then you're like, I'll just do it when I get home, and then you don't ever do it, you know, and you're like 2 weeks later you run into the same situation and you don't have that tool. That's been eliminated since I've been, and that's what I was telling Ryan. I was like, dude, like I can't keep up. Like I got so much going on. I'm my own secretary.
Yeah.
I'm two employees. I'm doing everything, my accounting, my bookkeeping. Like I can't do everything, you know. And then which I've already subbed all that out. Like I got people doing all that stuff now. But I also have a
Yeah.
rep. You know what I'm saying? It's super important that I have a window cleaner rep that I can be like, hey man, I need this, or I'm having issues with this. And I mean, you know, I've had issues with a lot of things, and it just so
Yeah.
happens that they gravitate towards me. Like,
Yep.
I don't know why, but they gravitate towards me, and I end up. But I'm glad because then I get to figure out the problem, see if there's anything I can do about it. I can contact you. I can get the scoop on like what's going on with it, you know. And so it's really cool that I've had you as a rep, and I really appreciate everything that you have done. So you know, I'm going to show everybody how easy it is to place an order real quick. Stevo, I need 4 Ed Golden Glove 18-inch sleeves, and now I don't have
Perfect.
nothing else to worry about. So it's like it's already done.
That's it. And I think a lot of people get confused sometimes. They'll text me and be like, okay, so if like going through you as a rep is like, do I get anything extra out of it? Do I get a discount? No, it's not a discount, but it's exactly what Josh was talking about, is that it's just the ease that if you don't want to deal with it, we can simply look up these things like that. If you have your information saved on there as far as your account goes, we can just enter the order for you and it be done. It'll be shipped off to you. And then the great thing too is, like Joshua does, is that if you have any questions about shipping or you have any questions about the products, you can simply ask us. If I don't know the answer, just like Josh said, I'll get you somebody that can answer that. Sometimes some things can take a while, but I'll always try as best as I can to make it work for you.
Well, at least you let me know, like, because you know sometimes like I didn't get an email or went to spam or something happens, and I can just be like, hey dude, like I got like this just happened. I just bought an RO, you know, and I got only one in the mail, and I was like, hey dude, like just checking, like I only got one. I know I ordered 2, and I know you put in 2 because I seen it. So and then you explained it to me, and then I was good. You know, it's like okay,
Yep.
cool. I'm not sitting here thinking like window cleaning resource only sent me one, and I gotta wait a week for the other one, and like it's not, it didn't have to be like that. You don't have to be stressed out. Like having a rep is just so much easier in my opinion. Like, and it's free. Like you're not getting anything. Why would you want this extra service and then something else free? Like what kind of crap is that? Like you should actually pay for this service, but you're not having to. So, and then it actually helps Stevo too. You know what I'm saying? Support his family and his life and everything he wants to do, so he can take off on the weekends and clean windows 2 days a week. You know what I mean? But he's got all this experience, all this knowledge. This is the guy that you want to talk to. Like I said, when Ryan Fuster sent me to him, I didn't realize who he had sent me to. And then I was like, wow, like he literally, because I wanted the best. I was like, I only deal with the best. I like dealing with the best. And he literally sent me to the best. And not to discredit any other reps. If you use another rep, like that's great. And if you want to use another rep, that's totally up to you. And I'm sure Stevo would say the same thing. But let me just tell you, from my experience, since day one, it's always been taken care of. And I literally don't like going anywhere else. Like I don't even go anywhere. And if Stevo can't get it or doesn't have it, then he tells me where I can. Oh, you can get this. We don't have it, but you can get it on Amazon, or you know what I mean. So like, it's always good to just have that, you know. And if you run into any issues, just ask questions about the, you know, the tools that you're buying. If there's one that comes in with a crack in it or something, like I'll send them a picture and be like, hey dude, it's not like I'm having to email, wait on a return email, and then, you know, send the pictures there. I can send them to Stevo, and then he can take care of that as well. So if something happens, it's good to have the rep. So take advantage of that free service. You know, don't be trying to get over on somebody getting a free T-shirt. Trying to what? No.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, and that's what we just try to do. We just try to be real people. You know, that's all we are, and we just want to help you with the supplies. And I totally get some people just get on there. That's their thing. I was actually the type of person that I went on there. I just grabbed my stuff and get off the website, you know. But yeah, if you ever need any help or questions, I'm here for you.
Yeah, and it always feels good too when I do have time and I can go on there and I'm like, I got some extra money today. I want to invest in a few new tools. Let's see what they got new, because I get a text message that says all the new tools and stuff. So I go on there and I check out what new tools there are, and I might want to order them, and then I'll fill up my cart. And then I'll be like, yo, I want to support you, dude. Like, Stevo, put my order in. And then that helps him tremendously, too. And that also makes up for all the time that he spends helping you. You know what I mean? Like, if you got an issue or something. Like, 'cause that's what I feel like. I'm like, man, I'm probably a problem to this guy. Like, every time I call him, it's like, dude, what the heck? Or it's like, dude, I need this, or I need this. You know, I try to send you text messages every now and then, just like, man, I hope you're having a good day. And I'll send you a picture of window cleaning or something.
Right.
'Cause I don't want to be like, oh, here's this guy again, you know, he needs something or he's got a problem, like, of course. You know?
I think sometimes people think I'm still really busy, you know, with cleaning windows all the time. So they'll always be like, hey, sorry to bother you. I know you're really, really busy. Yeah. But I'm like, hey, man, no, like, this is what I do now, man. Like, I'm here for you, man. I'm here to help you as a resource. And this is what I've decided I want to do. So let me be that for you. So, yeah.
And, awesome. And then to that person out there that, you know, is on YouTube and trying to message you and not able to get to you right away, and you haven't messaged him back in 6 months, if you ordered some tools from him, you might be able, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might be able to have a little bit better relationship where if you got a problem, you can message him. You know what I'm saying?
It might happen a little more quicker. I don't know.
Right? But, dude, like, you got, what, 18 or 19,000 subscribers now? Like,
yeah.
I mean, dude, I got like 600 and something, and I can't even keep up with all the questions and stuff that I get all the time. And, you know, because I'm doing the giveaways every Friday, and so I get all kinds of weird stuff. Dude, I had somebody email me from Orlando, Florida, asking me about solar panel cleaning, and it was like somebody that would be a client that's not even in business. They just couldn't find a business. They found my video, and then they messaged me. And then I spent like 10 minutes typing out, you can go buy all this stuff from Window Cleaner, you know, windowcleaner.com. Like, you can buy all this stuff, you know, and try to help them. But it's like, you get so many of those. And like, I'm sure there's ones that I've missed too out there, you know, but you can't get to, dude, you got so many subscribers, so many videos, like, there's no way. And YouTube's not going to help you. YouTube's not going to organize it for you and be like, oh, you forgot to do this. Because I realized that too. I was like, my notifications should have said that guy commented, and then I'll get on that video and it'd be like they commented a month ago, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
It gets to a point where I think it's like too much where they don't notify you anymore. And then so what I do, like, just like every Saturday, is I go through my YouTube studio and go in my comments, and I just start scrolling through and just try to go through them. But I even had people at the huge convention come up to me and be like, I'm trying to contact you. I haven't heard back. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm super sorry. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
This summer was stressful just because of having the kid. It was, you know, like, trying to take off even time for that was, you know, hard just because of everything. You know, the world doesn't stop moving just because you want to have to stop moving. So
100%. Yeah. All right. So I forgot to mention this to you before the show, but I need you to create a question for the giveaway tonight. I forgot to ask you this, so we didn't go over this. So if you can come up with a window cleaner question, just kind of give you an idea of a question. Heather the Window Woman asked, who made the first squeegee? Like, what brand was the first squeegee? And so that was her question. So something similar to that doesn't have to be obviously about a squeegee, but just a window cleaner question. So if you have one, shoot it out there right now, and the first person that answers it's going to win tonight's giveaway, and I'm going to draw out a cup.
Okay. What is the shape of the rubber that is only supposed to be used in servo channels?
Oh, man. I can win this one.
I know you can.
Only a window cleaner would know, though. That's facts.
Exactly.
That's facts.
Yeah,
All right, let's see
exactly.
what they're going to win tonight. So I'm taking it out of the cup. Y'all seen the items on the video earlier. So tonight we have the Wave from Wagtail.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
nice.
That's a good one too. And I think I have the 14-inch, and I noticed that the 14-inch is a little bit different than the 18-inch. But so this is
That's
what you'll
Wagtail
win.
for you.
Yeah. And I seen
Nice.
I would like to see, because I have this tool and I've used it. I thought that it'd be super cool if they somehow made this have a squeegee on it. Like,
Right.
that would be freaking awesome. Like, because then you could just do that and then squeegee it all off. You know what I mean? Instead of having to rinse.
There's a guy. He's not very popular, but he's been around for a very, very long time. He's loves Wagtail. I want to say his first name is Jimmy. He'll post stuff on Facebook. That is all he uses, and he has a squeegee with it. So he'll do
Really?
pure water flowing over, and he'll squeegee everything off. So check him out. It's like
You said Jimmy?
Jimmy wets windows or something like that. Dude, he's not popular. I'll try to find him for you and
Heck
send him to you as far as the name. But yeah,
He sounds legit.
He's out there. He wears like bright green shirts while he's working. But,
Oh, man.
yeah, I mean, he's a legend.
All right, so since we're on this topic, because I got asked this question last week, I'll ask you real quick. Any YouTube channels that you recommend, like highly recommend, that we should go see that might be slept on? Because I don't get on there very often.
Oh, man. Except for yours, right? That's what you're
Yeah, right. Right.
I
Obviously.
really feel like right now, though, you're probably the most consistent YouTuber right now as far as putting stuff out. But yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff, a lot of people kind of have slowed down. I know the Window Clean's YouTube channel's gone. Let's see.
A lot of people got off of YouTube.
Huh?
A lot of people left YouTube.
Yeah. A really good guy always that doesn't get a lot of highlighting in the U.S. is A.E. McIntosh.
Oh my gosh.
He does an awesome job. Awesome. And he does a way more than just window cleaning too. So if you want to learn a lot about pressure washing, window cleaning, we don't have what they have as far as what they do with roof cleaning over there. But he is just always, it's such good content and it's wholesome content. And he now has a podcast, and I've just always, he probably hates me because he's always asked me to come on, and I've just never gone on with him. But he's really good. And also, what's the guy's name? There's another exterior cleaning guy in the UK with an amazing channel that's got like almost 100,000 subs. And that's a great one as well. But yeah, those are the two that I would say. It's just kind of right now in the US, there's not a whole lot of consistent content, I would have to say.
Yeah, no, I feel that too, and I know I've been slacking. I still come on here every week. I try to make a video once a week, but I was trying to do 2 to 3 a week, was
Right.
my goal. But then you run into issues, man. You know, I moved, and then my software was acting up, and so it was like, like people get tired of it. You get burnt out real quick when something's not working constantly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And luckily, like I said, I had this software. I did a show a long time ago called A Bit of Advice, and I was meeting with authors and stuff like that, and I was just getting advice from different people. And then, so that's how I had this software. It's how I found out about it, because I did a little podcast called A Bit of Advice when I first moved here. And I actually worked at a radio station called Yes Place, and that's how I started doing the show. And so I learned how to do all this through that. But then the guy just randomly bolted to China. The owner of the company, Yes Place and everything, just went to China, and so he wanted me to do it while he was gone. I did it for a couple weeks, and then I started finding out some weird stuff that people were saying, and so I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I don't even want to be affiliated with this anymore, But I learned a lot. It was a really good experience. I learned a lot, so I took the good out of it. And I actually, because he bolted to China, the people that ran it after him gave me a lot of the equipment. So some of the microphones I have, some of the equipment that I still have, like this camera that I'm using right here, this camera was given to me through that. So, I got lucky on that, It just this is how it worked out. And you can actually still go to those and see those on YouTube if y'all want to check that out. If y'all don't believe me or not, you can
check that out.
Type in a bit of advice. Bob Berg, I had him. He was probably my favorite big name author. But anyway, so congratulations, whoever you are. You won the Wagtail Wave if you answered that question, the first one to answer that question. So email me at joshuathewindowcleaner@gmail.com and send me your address. If you're outside of the United States, let me just go ahead and tell you, shipping has been weird. I don't know what's going on, but I just tried to ship something to E-Man, who won last week, and they said that they're not accepting packages from outside of their country. So let's try to keep it in the United States. So if you're not in the United States, unfortunately, I can't do anything for you right this second. But E-Man, I'm going to put that prize. I know you said to pay it forward. I'm going to put that prize to the side, man, because you've been on here supporting the channel for too long. And you just let me know whenever they're able to send packages, and I'll send it to you then. No worries. So let's see. I think that was all of my question. I think I had one more question for you, and we'll end with this. And that would be tools that you don't like at all and you feel are overrated. As of right now, today.
Tools that I don't like that I feel like overrated. Oh, yeah. I mean, shoot.
You made a video about it. You definitely made a video about it.
Yeah, I made a video all about crap window cleaning tools, and it was a lot of tools at the time that I still feel like a lot of those are junk. But I honestly do feel like, and this is going to pee off some people, but I don't care. I do feel like the Liquidator is the most like overrated channel out there as far as that. It's something I don't get. I love everything else that whole thing is, but it's just the one thing that I just don't understand and I don't get. I just am so big on what goes on in the middle of the glass that I've never found that squeegee to be good on the middle of the glass. The edges can be great,
yeah,
but it just creates so many more issues as far as going through rubbers really quick, and it just doesn't work on so many different windows and just creates more issues than not that I've always for the last 4 years and know that I was a part of the original people that tried to help create this and give a point of view and was just shunned when I gave my point of view about it because of, and it's, I just always felt like that's been the most overrated tool. I think though that it's one of those tools where I love Ettore brass, but it's because I started on it. I think if you were to start on something like that, you would love it. And I think that's important, and like the first tool you try, if you ask a person who's used Sorbo from the first time, you love Sorbo.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask a person who loves Sorbo, it's like they got a Sorbo squeegee in their hand. That was it. But yeah, I do feel like that is definitely a little bit overrated tool. I do feel like the most recent IPC uni handle, I feel like that got a little too much clout for what clout. Look at me. But I do feel like I know I got to try it, and I got to make a video about it. I really didn't do like an official review. I think it's an okay tool, but I don't feel like it solved any issues that the Mormon Accelerator doesn't do. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, and I was right there with you. Like when I got it in, because I ordered a few of them, and I was like, dang, man, it's just not really well put together. Like the flick is not really flicking. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's weird. But I sent it out on the giveaway night, and Tyler actually won it, and he gave me his feedback, and he was like it felt more like a prototype. It felt more like, hey, try this and tell me what you think, and then we're gonna build it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But it was just to me, it's super light. It's a lot more junk than Mormon, and that's tough to say because I know there's a lot of junk out there from Mormon. I don't care if they're mad at me, or they're probably already mad at me about a carbonator, but but there's a lot of tools that are junk and they're crap, and they're not taking pride in what they're doing. They're trying to make a lot of money, and it's going to bite them in the butt because then that name is going to be the crap tool. So. If you take my recommendation, start making better tools because it's right now. I'm willing to pay whatever I have to pay to get a good tool. 100%.
Thank God. I would say this is thank God for someone like Richie Blue who went out of the box and started making stuff that no one else was making. The only person that's really created things that are just new to the industry and that seriously help. Yeah. Like we were talking earlier. There's some tools that take a while to get used to. All of his tools have taken a while to get used to, but once I get used to them, I'm like, oh, dude, this is it. Yeah. Like Make Your Handy Sleeve, one of the greatest things ever as far as just like as a detailing, especially for like commercial root work stuff. That thing is a time saver. So thank God for someone like that.
That is my favorite tool other than the silencer. I don't say silencer is my favorite tool because you can't go out and buy it. So I don't want to do nobody like that. but like, honestly, like, dude, like that handy sleeve, like my employee too, like that's just that we have to have that. Like I better have that on me. If I don't have it, I'm going back and getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to have that on me at all times because we use it for the bronze wool. We could use it. We use it for so much. And the Maker Mini, dude, that little pole, I use the Sorbo belt when I'm using that. And the Sorbo belt, dude, it slides right into the little hole, and I can work, and it's like it's not even back there. Like I'm so
nice.
used to it, and then I can be up on the ladder, need to go up a little bit higher. I don't have to use my squeegee and drip water down. Like I can just grab my pole and it's right there. And my employee now, he's starting to do that, and now he's getting better with pole work because of that, you know. And he's not having to be dangerous trying to get up on the top of a ladder doing some weird stuff, you know, like because he can't. Sometimes you can't get a big pole in there. So those are my two favorite right now, the Maker Mini and the Handy Sleeve, man. Like, I'm so glad I bought the Maker Mini. Like, I was hesitant about it because it's kind of expensive and it's a little bitty pole. But dude, like, it's so much better. And I like the Unger Ninja the new kit that they came out with. That pole is all right, but it's just because it's got the tip on it. You know, I like that tip.
Right.
And that pole's good though. That's a good little pole. And that little kit was good. I actually used that little scraper more than you would think, that little green blade.
Oh, really?
Dude, I use that thing more. Anything like a bug or something, like I would normally use my fingernail or something, I can't just get it off and I don't want to scrub the whole window down. I just hit it with a little bug and then scrub it down again with the brush and it's gone. So, yeah, but yeah, I think that thing got overrated a little bit too, because I wasn't.
And that's why when I made a video, I said this is for like people who really like window cleaning and just want to get this. Like, that's what this kit is. Like, even Unger would probably tell you that. And like, I remember a newbie window cleaner asked me, "So is this the kit I should get that will make me window cleaner?" I was like, no, it will not.
That's not the one.
That. There's other kits for that. I said this is just a fun kit for people who enjoy window cleaning and just have some extra money just to be like, give it to me. You know, that's it.
Yeah, I want to try this new thing out because it's got a ninja on the front.
Exactly.
Box looks cool, man. I gotta get it.
Exactly.
But all right. Well, I'm not going to waste too much more of your time, man. We're going to get off here. But thank you so much for your time. We're at 1 hour and 12 minutes, probably my longest show. But I'm glad because we're not able to go live. So this is kind of the live show incorporated into the real show. But thank you for answering all my questions. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the question. That was a perfect question to ask. I didn't even think of that one. That's a great idea. So, but yeah, if you need to place your order and you don't have a rep and you're already using WCR, try Stevo out. Send him a text. Don't be blowing his phone up in the middle of the night like I do. Like, it's not going to work. He ain't going to answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to send him a text. He's got a life too, you know, be considerate of his time, and he will get back to you pretty soon because this is how he makes his living too. You know, he just said it here. So, you know, this is going to help you, and it's also going to help him. And then you build a really good relationship, man, because Stevo is really cool, and he's been awesome from day one. Before I even knew that he was a famous YouTuber, like, he was taking good care of me. And I mean, I just don't know what else I can say. I just really appreciate every time that you've helped me. And you know, you've even helped me with advice on my YouTube channel. Like, you really helped me a lot. And then you shared my post. I had so many people. Actually, E-Man, the guy that won that from Canada, he saw your video because he watched a lot of your videos, and you shared my squeegee video, and then he came over and started watching my videos too. And that's how I even met E-Man. So, you know, that was in his testimony and his story. You were a part of his journey, and a lot of people's window cleaning journey. They go to YouTube, they see you, man. You're on there. You and Luke are up there. You know, so thank you for the service that you've done in the window cleaning industry, for sure.
Oh, thanks, man. No, thanks. It's just nice to help everybody, and I really appreciate you having me on here, man.
Oh, no problem. Well, hopefully we'll have you maybe in the future. You know, on down. We'll
for sure.
We'll revisit this show, and thank you so much again, Stevo. And we will see y'all next week on another giveaway night. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.